Hey you guys, thank you so much for joining me today. So, as many of you know, Pride is celebrated at the end of this month. I think it's a really important holiday. I'm going to talk a little bit on my standpoint on it towards the end of this video. I hope you will stick around. But first, I wanted to show you the DIY I made. It was really easy. I got my inspiration from Pinterest, so if you've never been on Pinterest, I hope you go because they have so many recipes and DIYs, and it's all free. Like, who doesn't like free? I love free. So anyway, I saw a DIY on there that used an American flag for a similar type craft, and I was like, you know what? Target has been selling pride flags, like small pride flags and different colors and stuff like that. I ended up picking up all of the flags, but I just decided to use the pride flag, which is all these colors in my DIY. Let me show it to you and then I'll tell you what I did. So here's my little craft right here. I don't know if you can tell, it is lit up. I'm going to hold it towards you. So this is super simple. The one thing you will need to find if you want to make this DIY is a small pride flag right here. Or if you wanted to turn this into a 4th of July DIY, you could also do that and just use the American flag right here. So I got the Target flag. It was on a little wooden stick. It came off very easily. I just removed it, I pulled it off. I hot glued it around the back. So I put hot glue all on the corners. Like that. And I went to the Dollar Tree, surprising of course, and got some sand. So that's my white sand in there. If you can't find it at the Dollar Tree, I assure you that Michael's or Hobby Lobby will have it for you. So I picked up some sand. They have different candles at the Dollar Tree, but I decided on the red sparkly candle because I thought it was very vibrant and festive, and it just looks cute in there, you know? And last minute decision, I decided to use some Scrabble tiles and write out Pride across here. And I hot glued those onto the jar. Now, you can use any jar, but I am going to show you this. I think that a wide mouth jar would work the best because you can fit your hand down in there and put your candle in your jar. So I think I found this at the thrift store. They usually have all different size jars. But if you don't have one, you can always use like a spaghetti jar type thing. You may just have to drop your candle down and shift it around a little bit to get it centered. But yeah, I'm really happy with how that turned out. I think it's really pretty, and see, you could like shift it. So now it's in the middle. But yeah, I just really love that. So I hope you guys enjoyed doing that. I think in all I probably spent $5, maybe under that, because the flag was like $1. I already had the Scrabble pieces. I bought the sand, I bought the candle, and I bought the jar. So right around $5, which was really good. Alright guys, I'm going to start looking down at my phone a little bit. I have some important things I wanted to tell you on my phone, and unfortunately, though I love to be able to remember things, I can't remember all this information. So hope you're going to stick around with me for this part of it. I want to first let you know what these colors stand for. So take a really good look at the colors. We have red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple. Or lilac. I'm sorry, the last one's considered lilac. So these are what they stand for. Red stands for life. Orange stands for healing. Yellow stands for sunlight. Green stands for nature. Blue stands for serenity. And lilac stands for spirit. I didn't know that. I happened to Google it to research like what the colors actually stood for, and I found like a whole list of it, and I was like, what? I have to say my favorite color is yellow because instead of hiding in the shadows, people come into the sunlight and they celebrate pride, and they stand for their rights and their dignity and all kinds of things. So I want to very quickly address the Christian community. I know I'm going out on a thin limb here, let's just put it that way. I was raised as a Baptist Christian, and I can relate to lots of views on Christianity that do not support pride or this lifestyle. My grandparents were raised by their parents. You know, they were not bad people. My family were not bad people. But, you know, beliefs are passed down from generation to generation. And all I want to touch on with the Christian community and also other communities, because it just really is important, the first thing you should do is love one another. That's what God wanted us to do. He did not say in the Bible, judge each other. He said, love one another. And he said, treat your neighbor as yourself. And it's so important to be kind and loving. And I feel like sometimes when we disagree with something, whatever it is, we don't disagree peacefully. People turn to violence, they turn to bullying, all kinds of things, and it gets out of control. People get hurt and they feel ashamed, and I don't think that needs to be a thing, especially not for pride. People celebrate pride that are all different kinds of lifestyles. I will completely put it that way. And though I know many people, again, struggle with the belief and the views of what they think to be true and to be right, the most important thing is that we focus on our own lives and we love each other. I can't say that enough. My shirt says weak love. I don't know if y'all can see it. I'm gonna lean back. I found this at the thrift store and it was just meant for me to wear today. It was meant. I had been looking for a shirt to wear for Pride, and when I saw this I was like, that's perfect. That is perfect. I'm gonna pick back up my phone really quickly and see. If you would like the Bible verse for love your neighbor as yourself, it is Matthew 22:39. So feel free to look that up. I'm not pressuring anybody, but that is a verse that we tend to forget when we come upon topics that we do not agree with, and how we handle them. It's just not the correct way. It's not what the Lord would have done, and I'm all about that verse. So with that being said, I want to remember a couple of people, and these people represent all people who have struggled with, I want to say struggled with pride, but no, struggled with their sexuality because other people have made it awful for them. They made them feel ashamed. They made them feel unaccepted. They made them feel, you know, tormented and not correct, and they've confused them. It's just, it's so sad. No matter what, you guys, I cannot get behind bullying. I cannot get behind hurting people. It's not okay to do that. Once again, it's okay if you don't agree with something or you do agree with something, but there is no reason to see the things that I am seeing being said online, or the things happening in schools to people. They are people, you guys. They are people with feelings, just like you and I. And there is no reason, just because of their sexuality, that they should experience that, and then they shouldn't even accept, they shouldn't even think that that's going to happen to them when they go to school. That shouldn't even be a thing. People are terrified to come out for their sexuality, whatever that may be. Like, it's awful. I feel like straight people have it the easiest because it's what's accepted in this world. And I don't think the world should define you. I don't think the government should define you. I think that everyone should feel like they have rights, that if they want to love someone, they should be allowed to love them. And if you disagree with it, then give it to God. Give it to God and say, I do not agree with this, what's happening in this world, but I don't want to carry this anger with me. I don't want to act on this anger. I want to hand it to you. And you will experience relief, because I have done that. I did it. Really quickly, I did it with my own dad. He was never there for me in my life, ever. I would watch everybody with their dads. I would envy it. I know it's not the same as pride. I'm not trying to say it's the same, but I had so much anger and so much hurt, and I would say all these things. I would act out. And then one day I was like, I'm gonna let God take care of it, because I can't handle the situation anymore. So I'm just saying, if you get to that place, instead of hurting others, instead of making them feel ashamed, just pray or write it down in a journal. And I feel like you will experience peace that way. So let's see. I'm going to name off a couple of people that committed suicide or were killed due to their sexuality. It's sad if you don't want to hear this. I completely understand if you want to turn off the video, but these people represent how we treat them really affects their life. It really does. And if you think you can treat somebody with anger and cruelty and then that's going to change anything for them, that's not how people change. That is not how people change. And if people are comfortable with themselves, they shouldn't have to change. They should not have to change. It is not up to you and me to make that happen. It's not. It's their life. They are a person. And if I lose subscribers because I come out on my channel and I stand for this, I lose subscribers, and I'm willing to do that because that's where my heart is, and I will not stand on a side that I disagree with. We're going to remember today Tyrone Unsworth. He was 13 years old, and he committed suicide from constant bullying in school to being gay. Guys, he was 13. That's a child. That's a child that I'm sure you might have one in your home that age. You may remember being 13. Can you imagine getting to a place at 13 where you're done? You can't go on anymore because you feel like there's no point, and you just feel ashamed of yourself. I can't. When he was in school, he was called faggot and fairy. Before committing suicide, a child hit him from behind with a pail and broke his jaw. The people that went to his funeral supported him. Instead of wearing black, everyone wore bright colors, bright pride colors and the flag to remember him and to support his life and who he was, who he truly was. They didn't bury it. They flew the flag and they supported him. And it's so unfortunate that that had to happen after he died. Like, I'm just gonna put it out there and say that. We're gonna remember today Gabriel Fernandez. He was 8 years old. He was beaten and tortured by his mother and her boyfriend because the boyfriend thought he was gay. Boyfriend was convicted of first-degree murder involving torture, and mother got first-degree murder. I wrote down lots of torture that he experienced. I'm actually not going to put this in this video. I think I've gone far enough with that, and if children are watching this, like, I don't want them to hear the details of that. But he was judged by his own parents that didn't accept him. Your parents are all you have when you're a kid, and how they treat you and how they love you and how they accept you, it's everything. You can discover your identity by your parents' support. And some of these children, they didn't get a chance to either express their identity or to have it accepted. And it's very sad. The last one we're going to remember today, and I want y'all to remember that there are probably hundreds of thousands, if not millions, more people that either suffer from this and this bullying, this violence daily, or they have also either committed suicide or been the victim of violence. Tyler Clementi, age 18. He jumped to his death from George Washington Bridge at 18. His roommates used a webcam to catch him kissing another man. Clementi found out. Roommates encouraged friends on Twitter to watch a second encounter that never occurred. His death brought national attention to cyberbullying and the struggle facing LGBTQ. I wanted to read that one because adults suffer from this as well. It is not just children. Adults do. And I know when we think of bullying, we think of, oh, little kids, you know, bickering back and forth. No. There is teenage bullying. There is adult bullying. You know, it goes on. You can bully if you're alive. Like, I'm not joking. I'm not laughing about that. That is absolutely true. You can get on that computer and send someone a message that will hurt them, that they will remember for the rest of their life. And you have so much power. You have so much power here, in your mouth, in your hands. What you type and what you say changes people's lives. It changes them. And I know it's really hard to go against what society believes. But with that being said, you have the opportunity to be the light. You can be the light that people can come to for acceptance. You can show people what love is. It does not mean you have to live that lifestyle. It does not mean you have to agree. But if you treat people with kindness and with love, you will have a good friend for the rest of your life. You will make a difference to that person that needs it more than probably anybody you know in your life right now. And it's a choice. I would be lying to you if I sat here and said I have felt this strongly my whole life. I was brought up, like I said, by being a Baptist Christian. I wasn't really aware of all this going on. I hate to say that, but that is the honest truth. And I had to find what I believed growing up. I had to find it. It wasn't always a black and white issue for me. I was sometimes like gray, I was sometimes black, I was sometimes white. And I had to realize that pride encompasses so much more than just a lifestyle. You know, it stands for people. It stands for their rights. It stands for their treatment, how they are treated. It stands for their dignity. And I will not get behind anything that brings that down for people, because I know what shame feels like. I know what it feels like personally. And it has to be, above all feelings, one of the worst feelings to experience. And if these people had been shown kindness, acceptance, and love that I read on my phone just now, they'd still be here. Who knows who they could have been in someone's life? Who knows who they could have become? You know, and made a difference to other people and paid it forward and been able to reach out to the LGBT community and been a support for them. And they may be at Pride this year if that bullying had not occurred to them. And I mean, I don't know what else to say about it, because it's such a huge issue. And all I can say is you need to love each other. And if you feel so strongly that you need to judge, why don't you look at your life and ask yourself, what can I fix in my life? What am I struggling with as a person? You know, sometimes we have something going on in our life and we take it out on other people's lives, or we get so focused on what other people are doing over there because we don't want to look at what's in our heart. I've done it. I've done it. Especially with Facebook. I have deleted, taken down my Facebook. I don't even use it anymore right now because it became an unhealthy thing for me because I was unhappy. So I focused on other people's lives and I got really upset by it because I was like, well, they're doing great. Why aren't I doing great? So you have to be careful with your environment, who you surround yourself with. But the topic of today is to love one another. And if you see someone in school that is experiencing bullying, you know, at your college, don't think that just because they're an adult, you cannot stick up for them. If your children do not understand the concept of LGBTQ or pride and they are in school, I'm just going to let you know that they're going to face it. And if you don't prepare them on how to handle it correctly and kindly, they could become part of something that you're not proud of because they don't understand the issue. And it's not even an issue. It shouldn't be an issue. But if we teach our kids bullying is unkind no matter what you think about them, and it hurts them inside, if you can just instill that in them, that could be all the difference in someone's life. I hope that I didn't come across too strongly in this. I get very passionate when I talk about things I believe in. And I know it's okay if you disagree with me. It is okay. I still appreciate the support on my channel. I just felt very led to do this video. I felt very led to support this cause. Know that if you are y'all hear my chihuahua? She wanted to let you know she supports too. She has her own pride shirt. Fortunately, she's not in this video, but I will have her in an upcoming video wearing her pride shirt so y'all can see. But just know that if you are going to go to Pride, or you're gonna march for pride, or on that day you were gonna think about experiencing pride, my heart is with you. My heart is with you. Know that I appreciate you and I support you back. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye, guys.